Welcome to Strategy with Sally. Today we're going to help you unleash your full potential as an entrepreneur on the quest to find yourself a business mentor. So if you're ready to embark on the extraordinary adventure of transforming lives, you're going to need help with a mentor. So stay tuned for today because we're going to be talking about the right way to find a business mentor and why having one is so important for you, for your business, and also how it will help your clients. Today we're talking about finding yourself the right business mentor. So let me know in the chat, wherever you're joining me from or listening to this, have you currently got yourself a business mentor? And if so, how long have you been using a mentor or a business coach? The whole entrepreneurial space is pretty chaotic, right? And it's always changing. And I know myself personally, as soon as I started having a mentor, somebody to follow who was where I wanted to go, my business really started to grow. And there were huge changes when I was able to get valuable insights and also just to really help navigate all the twists and the turns of being an entrepreneur. So today I really wanted to dive deep into why you should have yourself a business mentor. And then I'm also going to share with you things you can do to find yourself one. And then I thought I would give you a list of who have been the most influential business mentors that I've used over the years as well, and why I chose to hire each of them as well. Before I was a business owner, I was struggling by myself, always having a side hustle, literally since I was 8. I was struggling along, trying to figure out how to turn $1 into 2. And then around 2015, I actually invested in 2 business mentors in that year. And that's when things really started to change for me. Because number one, a great reason for having a business mentor is the wisdom, the seasoned expert, like tapping into their experience. The benefits of their wisdom and expertise really helped to guide me down the entrepreneurial path. And back then I was actually in network marketing. So I had a network marketing coach, and then I found somebody who was helping network marketers as well. And some of these mentors you may not ever actually meet in real life, but when you go deep into their content, especially in the early days where maybe you can't afford to hire the one-on-one business mentors, then if you find one and really immerse yourself in their content. Now, if there's lots of course junkies out there, like seriously, raise your hand and let me know if you're just jumping from course to course to course. What I've done, and I think what's made a huge difference, is when I hire somebody or buy a program or somebody I'm going to model, right? What I do is I go all in on their system, their strategy, because their recipe has already proven to work, right? And to be successful, we really need to constantly be repeating the same things over and over and over again to be successful, right? We're constantly iterating all the content that we give out, but also we need to model proven practices. Now, this is from Tony Robbins, to constantly be repeating the content that we're doing, iterating and modeling proven practices. So, I mean, he's pretty successful, and that's what he preaches, that's what we should be doing. So when you have a mentor, you also have a system and a process that you can model. Plus, having a mentor can also help with expanding your network. If you are actually in their community and communicating with them, tapping into your mentor's network, right, can increase your contacts. It can open doors and really give you some really valuable connections as well. And when you get stuck, they can help you overcome challenges that you may go through, such as, guiding you through all those rough waters or navigating through setbacks, because a mentor has probably faced very similar challenges in their journey to being successful as well. And the fourth thing is your personal development and growth. Nurturing your spirit as an entrepreneur, a mentor can really help to guide you, pull you back when you get a little lost, and sometimes get us out of our own head with all the perfectionism and procrastination that comes along with, running a business sometimes. Having that mentor can help with your personal growth. Plus, the fifth reason is just your motivation and accountability. That helps you to really sustain the momentum that you create in your business, because having a mentor as an accountability partner, they actually can hold you responsible for your goals, for your aspirations, and keep you motivated along the way. Plus, they will give you models that you can follow to build resilience in yourself, in your business, because this is not the easy path. Being a business owner is not the easy path. It is much harder than most jobs, right? But what we do as business owners is we do the stuff that most people won't do so that we can live the life that most people won't ever get the chance to do. Plus, they can give you strategic vision and direction. They can be your guiding light, so you can get real clarity on where you want to go, what you want to do, what goals, what values, what aspirations, and that wisdom that they can give you along the way as well. Plus, they can help you avoid costly mistakes and errors. You might as well learn from somebody who's already made the mistake so you can avoid it altogether, right? That's what I love about having a mentor. Rather than trying to figure it out yourself, might as well immerse yourself in what that mentor has to teach you and avoid all the pitfalls that they have been through. Plus, you can then, with your mentorship relationships, it can expand into bigger and beautiful things along the way. So some of my mentors now I actually get to work with. I get to teach inside of their community as a way to pay it forward and to thank them for everything that they have done to really help me get to where I am. So, paying it forward is a huge part of what we do here in the Sparkle world about giving really valuable content. So let's talk about really how you can find yourself a business mentor, because finding a mentor, it really will be a transformative experience in your entrepreneurial journey, providing you find the right mentor. And I can tell you, I've also hired the wrong mentors along the way as well. And I learned a lot from that as well. So let's talk about 9 different things you can do to help you find the mentor that will help you get to where you want to go. So the first thing I recommend that you do is identify your goals and define what is it that you want from the relationship of a mentor. So clarify those goals, right? Pinpoint the specific areas that you're seeking guidance in, that area that you really want to improve in. So determine what are the skills, what is the knowledge, what is the expertise that you want in a mentor, and preferably a mentor that you can model. So 1, make sure before you even choose a mentor, you know exactly what it is that you're seeking and wanting from a mentor. The second one is seek recommendations. So leverage your own network. Tap into any networks, colleagues, friends, business buddies. Ask for referrals to trusted people who could have the potential to be your mentor. So think about, where do you hang out? LinkedIn, Facebook? Are you in any other communities? Leverage those guys. Ask them about their experience with different mentors before you just jump in and pay for a mentor that you don't and haven't done the research and gotten some social proof from. The next thing you can do is, when you attend events, whether live or online, network with people. It may be the people on stage that you want to be a mentor, or it could be somebody you just meet in the room in the break. So be open during these industry events to participate full out in the conference, talk to many people, put your I'm searching for a mentor hat on, right? And participate in these seminars, conferences, workshops, any of the industry gatherings when you're in the process of looking for your first or next mentor, and then engage in conversations with them, build connections, and then start to identify which of those industry experts and professionals could potentially be your mentor. But be very proactive at these events so that you can find somebody who resonates with you, who matches your own values and goals. Another thing you can do to find a mentor is business organizations where you can connect with mentor programs. So if you're in any business organizations, like it could be BNI, I'm in one called Business in Heels. They actually have a mentorship program inside of Business in Heels, and you can go along to an online or an in-person mentorship day, right? And there they actually do, I think you pay a very small amount to have a mentor for the day, like $20. But from that, you can then find the right mentor that you then pay for, say, the next 12 months. Right? The one that's going to take you where you want to go. So think about, is there any other larger community networks and business networks that you might want to join to then explore their mentorship programs or any other initiatives that they have around finding that support? But again, make sure you articulate exactly what it is that you are looking for. What are your expectations, your time commitments, all the things that you're seeking in a mentor. Now, don't forget to also, number 6, to build a relationship with your mentor if possible. Okay, so cultivating a strong relationship with them, showing gratitude, thanking them, respecting your mentor's time and their valuable insights is so important. Actively listening when they're giving you advice, implementing what they're suggesting, right, where it's, relevant to what you need, and then also show a genuine willingness to want to learn and grow from their experience. Don't turn up like a know-it-all, right? That you think you know it all. That is not going to help you at all, right? If you just want to tell them how amazing you are. So make sure to continuously build those relationships and lead with gratitude. Next, when you're in a mentor-mentee relationship, when you start, make sure you do also set your goals and expectations so that you know what is success. What will you see as success through that relationship? So collaborating with your mentor is a great way to do that. Some mentors will actually have an onboarding call where you set your goals and intentions. But if you're not at a point where you can have a mentor yet one-on-one and you're buying into a larger group program, that can totally still be amazing, which is what I did in the early days. And then start to ensure that you know exactly when you're meeting up, how often you're meeting up. Even if it's for the group program or the one-on-one, make sure that you have it in the calendar. Don't go and buy or hire a mentor and then never turn up to the program. You see, signing up is not what it takes for real transformation. Showing up is what it takes to really be successful. The next thing I want to share with you is continue to maintain regular communications. So talk or post, okay? So if you are having the one-on-one scenario with a mentor, make sure you're communicating with them, sharing your wins, letting them know when you're struggling, making sure you're scheduling the next meetings, what challenges you're overcoming, what are the next steps you're going to implement. Also, maintain communications through emails, calls, video conferences, or just seek guidance whenever needed. And sometimes if you're not in that one-on-one scenario and you're in a group, utilize the community that they put you in, because they will be in there monitoring. That's what you're paying them to do, right? So make sure you keep that line of communication open. And then bringing it all back around to lead with gratitude. Give back. Okay, you need to understand that having a mentor is actually a two-way street, right? It's both you and your mentor working together. Don't think that if you pay, you're going to be successful, right? But also look for opportunities to provide value back to your mentor as well by sharing relevant articles, maybe introductions to other people, assisting them with projects, but truly showing your appreciation and gratitude for their support and really their time in investment in your personal growth. You see, finding a business mentor, it is a pivotal step as a business owner in your professional development. You see, when you follow the steps that I've just gone through with you and you are truly focused on really immersing yourself for the time you're spending with your mentor in everything that they have to share with you, do you want to model their model? Because when you model proven practices, you are going to really have to, you're not going to have to reinvent the wheel. But remember to be patient, right? Also proactive, and open yourself up to a different perspective when you're actually seeking out a mentor who's actually going to help you thrive in the areas that you truly need help. So let me share a story with you. I have been running a business of some sort since I was 8 years old. I didn't realize that the word entrepreneur was what I actually was until like 2015. Before that, it was always just something I did to make a little bit of extra money. I was brought up by my grandparents who would go to the local market on the weekends to make extra money outside of what it was that they were working in, and the market was just extra income. So I learned how to, spend $1 and make 2 or 5 or 10. But my family aren't entrepreneurs. They're workers. So I never had anybody to really teach me about business, about success. And I had just sort of guessed. And I continued to do that up until I decided to go get really serious. Actually, I was in a hospital bed for 4 months, recovering, and I stumbled across network marketing. Prior to that, my mum, limiting beliefs around what network marketing was as, they're a pyramid scheme and they're out to get you. But I found some pretty nails and I fell in love with this product where I could have pretty nails. And then I grew one of the most successful teams in Australia in the network marketing company that I was in. Now, because I had grown very fast. I was the top team builder one year within the company. I was the first of 5 team managers in all of APAC. So I grew very fast just through sheer will, grit and determination and boredom being stuck in a hospital bed, right? But then the company gave me a coach. And at the time, they'd had 20, 30 years worth of experience in network marketing. I learned so much from that coach. Now, I'm not going to say their name because also I'm going to tell you another story about them, is they were great at telling me like the formulas and the processes. But what I realized was we didn't align with values. And over the years, looking back, I didn't know this at the time, looking back, their values of the way they treat people, she saw me go live one day and she called me and said, Sally, this was the first time she'd seen me going live after being together for probably a year or more. She said, Sally, you need to take a good hard look at yourself. And I'm like, oh no, what did I do? She goes, you're too bubbly. And I'm like, I do this at the dinner table. I drive my family crazy. Not that I'm like always like, but a lot of the time, right? Because life's too short to sweat the small shit, right? I've been through so much crap in my life and I'm here to have a good time. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't think, like at the time I was really taken back, right? Like I've been working with this woman for a really long time. Later on realizing that it was a values-based thing, right? The way, and then looking back, there was a lot of other things that came into play over the time that I was working within the company. But in 2015, I discovered this thing called Periscope. Does anyone remember Periscope? And I fell across a woman called Shalene Johnson. And I joined a program which was so scary, because she was helping people in network marketing. And I paid $2,000 for this program, US dollars, and I was selling things to buy. And the reason why I hired her was, one, I was in network marketing, but I'd heard her also talking about learning how to be a network marketer without being that I'm selling this thing. It was about teaching people. And I was already teaching in unis and TAFEs and different places, communication design, photography, a few different areas of sort of the arts side and marketing and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I want to learn that. And then when I went through her course, she showed me that you can take what's up here. Not only am I using my knowledge to attract and recruit people and sell my product, but you can actually sell your knowledge and create like little mini courses. And so I had figured out my passion into profit and I created my first little mini course on how to go live. So then in 2016, again, same thing. What did I need? I really wanted to go deep on course creation. Still was, struggling. So then I purchased Digital Course Academy. And now Amy Porterfield, and also in between there, Eric Worre was another mentor. Now, these three people at the time, I didn't know them, right? But I immersed myself in their content. And between Marketing Impact Academy and Digital Course Academy, we started to really scale and grow the Sparkle Class Academy. And at the time, I was still working in network marketing and had a little side hustle called the Sparkle Class Academy. Because one day I thought, yeah, I would, maybe turn it into a whole online school. And then in 2017, because I had been running live challenges to recruit, and I was running live challenges to sell my little online courses and membership programs that I had. And then in 2017, I also left the network marketing company and I hired a coach called Zach Spuckler because he was teaching how to use a live challenge. And I was already doing it my way, but I wanted to get better. So I immersed myself. It was a 6-month mentorship program where we met up with him and a small group of people. Now, this program cost me around $5,000. It was a scary investment, but, I launched, I did well, I reviewed, and then in 2018, I wanted to get better at podcasting and affiliate programs. So I then I immersed myself with Pat Flynn. right? He was doing podcasting, but also he had a lot of knowledge in passive income streams through affiliate marketing and other ways to bring other income in that was not just running online courses. So I worked with Pat Flynn, and then I fell in love with a piece of software called Keep, or back then it was called Infusionsoft. So in 2019, I went all in learning from a guy called Tyler Garns from Box Out Marketing, who's actually, I think, a brother of a guy that owns Keep, or maybe a married into the family of the Clate who started Infusionsoft. But again, I went all in on learning as much as I could around automation. Then in 2020, I hired one of the most expensive coaches that I've ever hired. It was over $20,000. I'm not going to say the name because it was the biggest waste of money. One, they were in the UK, and the time difference from learning is really bad with Australia and the UK. The second thing was, this is the coach that literally a coaching session for this amount of money, you would think that you would be able to like video to video. No, he would have us in a webinar style where we tippy-tap typed backwards and forwards to each other during the group coaching sessions. And we couldn't even chat with the other people in the room. And I'm like, it made me see what I wouldn't do in my program. So that was a little, I learnt a lot of all the things, and it was, I should have been more diligent. I had a business partner who wanted to invest in this person as well, and we probably didn't check all the boxes and make sure everything was exactly what we wanted from the coaching relationship. Then I hired a woman called Hayley Birkenhead from Reoccurring Profit. I hired her because the thing I really wanted to learn was evergreening. So her hook was evergreen. Funny thing, you go into the program, it's all the hook to get you in is to go evergreen. But what do they teach you before going evergreen? You got to go live before you go evergreen. So I learned so much about modeling and joint venture partnerships and so many other things from her, and also from her team. So she had a huge team of other success coaches, and then I started to bring more success coaches and team members in to support our community. Now, last year I hired a coach in February named Melissa Ricker from Engineered to Scale. Now, hers was because I really wanted to learn more about high ticket offers and refine my live events. So that I went into again. She had a very similar system, and her program was exactly what I wanted. Success coaches, access to the coach, access to the person at the top, and that was over $40,000 to hire her, Australian dollars. I upgraded to the biggest plan for the people that have got successful businesses. So the purpose behind her was really getting her to look at my sexy numbers, because I do it all day, every day for other people. And also, she's an engineer. She's about numbers, about statistics and data. And that really I loved. Also, something that most of these people had in common, like Shalene and Amy and Pat, and is the pay it forward. Like, we can all be successful. The world is big enough for us all. Right? We can all have similar businesses, but we do it with our own sparkle. And that's what a lot of my coaches have. They have that abundance mindset, growth mindset. Everybody can be successful. And then this weekend, it would have been around this time last year. So it was after I hired Melissa. It was around this time last year, I went to an event and I'm like, found my coach for 2023. And this tends to be what I'm doing through each of the years. I budget now for my mentor every year. I mean, Tony Robbins, the coach of all coaches, he has at least 6 people at any given time helping him with all the things, right? So it truly does make a massive, massive difference. And the event I went to was about running, and I've done different versions of these, but bigger 3-day, like full experience party time events. And that's the progression that I really, and the direction that I really want to take the Sparkle Class Academy to, where we're running larger events, full day events, all online events. So, and I also want access to people and looking at my sexy numbers. I also want a great community and people who are a bit techie so I can learn new things. But really, their modalities and their models and who she's worked with or they have worked with, they've actually worked with people like Russell Brunson and Tony Robbins. You know, these are clients of my current coach. So, of course, I got my 2023 coach. So we just hired Sage, which is an events company, to learn their system. And also we'll get, you know, check-ins and meetings and all the things as well. But every year I budget. I put money aside because without these coaches and mentors that I've hired over the years, I would probably still be struggling trying to figure it out myself. Repetition, immersion, and modeling proven practices. That's what you need. When I was the top team builder in all of APAC, number 3 in the world, was because I immersed myself in the methodology and modeled Eric Worre in network marketing. I would literally listen to his scripts on repeat, driving in the car, anywhere I could. And you immerse yourself in your mentors so much that sometimes a lot of the words and quotes and things start to fall out of you and you start to sound like your coach or your mentor with your own bit of sparkle, because nobody can be just like you. But if you've got the right mentor, and we see this in the sparkle world, people start using your quotes, right? Using the things that you say because they're truly, you know, using repetition, immersion, and modeling proven practices. So, like when people come into our program, don't with the framework. If you don't like money, then sure, go and reinvent the wheel for yourself. But the same with my new coach. She's pretty much says the same thing. Don't F with the framework, because their framework works when it comes to running longer live events. So why would you mess with something that has made them, you know, multiple millions, and if not more than that? I mean, they get to work with Tony Robbins. I mean, geez. So who is your next or first mentor? Some of these mentors I keep going back to, and some of them I actually get to now work with. You may have seen Pat Flynn. We've done some coaching sessions together, but also he's been on the podcast. Amy Porterfield's been on the podcast. I actually partnered with her when she launched Digital Course Academy, and I made like $40,000 selling her program. Right? Shalene Johnson, I teach inside of her program now. I'm a professor for course creation inside of Marketing Impact Academy. And I have to still make 2 more courses. They want a membership course and also an automation course inside that program. So as you can see, if you nurture the relationships with your mentors, it goes above and beyond that. It could go into years and years and collaborations and friendships as well. So when you're choosing your mentor, make sure that you think about the things that you want, what they want. You know, we've hired the wrong people, as you know, but really when you start to think about the values, what it is you're looking for. And when I'm looking for a mentor now, what I do is I think, so last year I went all in on, you know, really refining the system that we were using, adding in some high ticket offer strategies and some more sales strategies, that I knew there was a bit of a gap in the business. And I really, really am excited to run bigger 3-day events. And I've run them in the past, piecemealing everything together. But why not learn from the best? Someone who's been doing this stuff for 20 years, who can sell from stage, who's amazing at what they do. Why try and figure it out myself? Success loves speed. You know, you write a check when you hire a coach for speed, right? And for the models, the framework, so you don't have to figure it out. And at the end of the day, we should all be modeling somebody's framework, because honestly, there is nothing new out there. Really, mostly everything has been thought of or invented. Not to say that there won't be something-ish new, but pretty much most businesses have competition. Somebody's thought of it before. So find somebody who has the thing that you want and model it. Model it, because there's enough room in that for you to still be you. And keep plugging little gaps in your business to improve it. Keep iterating your program year upon year upon year. And yeah, use a guide. Everybody should have a guide, whether you choose the Sparkle World or you choose somebody else. Another hot tip, though, I would say, some of the coaches that I hired, I outgrew before my time was up. So just make sure that also they're quite further advanced than you are. That would be a hot tip, because some of the coaches that I've worked with, a few months in, it became like I felt like I was the coach. So do hire somebody who is much further ahead than you, than maybe 6 months or 12 months ahead of you. That's another thing I would recommend, because, yeah, there's a couple of people that I've hired over the years that, yeah, I was like, okay, I've got what I need, but now what? It didn't last the length of the program. All right, so have you got yourself a mentor or a coach? Is that something that you've considered doing? I can tell you, if you speak to any successful entrepreneur out there, one of the things that because it's a question I love to ask people, is if you were to do your time over again, what would you have done earlier? And I can tell you most of the time, one will be grow my email list. Second one would be to hire a mentor, hire a coach. And Tony Robbins, the coach of all coaches, has at least 6 on the go at any given stage. So they are super important, and they should be part of your business model, your profit and loss statement. Plan every year. It should be budgeted into your business expenses, just like your software is, just like the electricity is, right? Like your computer upgrades are. They should all be budgeted into your business so that you have that ongoing support and guidance as you grow and scale. So from somebody who was so scared, to spend $2,000 on my very first paid mentor, through to somebody now who will pay 30, 40, 45,000 is usually the cutoff at this point in my business for a mentor. That's kind of what we budget for. So know that even if you can't afford the expensive ones just yet, you can still have a mentor. They may not even speak to you or know you, but you can immerse yourself in their content. You see, all of them have a recipe. You know, Amy Porterfield teaches webinars. Shalene teaches webinars. Tyler Garnes teaches webinars. Haley teaches webinars. Melissa teaches webinars, right? They all do. And all of their webinar trainings is slightly different, right? And then you learn and model the ones that you like the best. And I can tell you, all of my webinar training is a little bit out of all of those webinar trainings that I've learnt and loved, right? Because not much original stuff up here in my brain. I've usually learnt it from somebody else. So let me know. Send me a DM. Do you have a mentor? And if so, who? I would love to know, who is your coach? Who is your mentor?